Okay, let's give it a shot, and according to the law of averages, well, since I had such an easy time with the first two, this one's going to take all 43 balls that are left in my inventory, and then some. Hypnosis missed, and now Fire Spin, so I'm gonna do what I said I would do. If that happened, I'm going to switch to Venusaur in order to stop the attack, and since Peck and Fire Spin aren't particularly strong, well, hey! Fire Spin missed, not bad. Here's Sleep Powder that connects, and I'm gonna wear it down with Body Slam because, Razor Leaf isn't going to do a whole lot to a Pokemon that's both fire and flying. And oh man, I forgot to pick up that item back upstairs, so I'm gonna do that once this is done and over with. Okay, gonna put it to sleep again. I was afraid I would do a critical. What? It can wake up right off the bat like that? It can do that? I didn't know that. I don't think I've ever seen it happen before. Though then again, it's been a while since I played this game for the last time. Okay, first try, it's a miss. So as I was about to say, I was afraid I'd do a critical at the worst time and kill it, so I'd have to start all over again. Okay, this looks good, this looks good, yes! 2 balls! Moltres caught with just 2 balls. So do the math, people. 1 for Zapdos, 6 for Articuno, 2 for Moltres. That means I caught all 3 legendary birds with 9 balls. And I bought 50 Ultra Balls at the beginning solely for catching Zapdos. And I caught all 3 of them with not even a fifth of that amount. That is amazing. I never thought I would do that, and I swear once again that this is not doctored in any way. I didn't try a million times before. This is the real article. I caught Moltres with 2 balls, and Zapdos with 1, and Articuno with 6. So let's get that item now. TM47. I'm not entirely sure, but I think this one is Sky Attack. Yeah, that garbage flying moves even novices aren't suckered into using, unlike Hyper Beam and its clones. No wait, Sky Attack is TM43 I think, so what is 47 then? I honestly have no clue. But for now, I'm just going to get out of Victory Road via the entrance, fly back to Indigo Plateau, and what I'm gonna do it off camera since it might take a little while. What I'm gonna do is that I'm going to buy enough Hyper Potions to have 30 of them. I'm going to buy full restores to have 15 of them, just in case I get frozen by one of Lorelei's Pokemon or something like that. After that, I am also going to buy max revives, and I guess I'll be sad after that. I'll be able to go to the Indigo Plateau, but not before I make Moltres gobble down all the vitamins I have accumulated up to this point. And if there are PP ups in my PC, they are all going to go to Moltres' Fire Blast, because 5 PP on its big money move isn't going to cut it. And did I mention the rare candies? I'm not sure if I did, but they're all going to Moltres as well, so hopefully I'll be able to get out of victory soon. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! I'm like this close to the exit. How can you do this to me, game? But anyway, I've been asked what motivated me to do the Crystal LP after this one is done, and I'd say that's a combination of factors. For one, I really became attached to this thing. Like, you know, I'd feel some sort of blues if I didn't continue with it after it was over. So, I guess you could peg it on some sort of possible post-LP blues. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I've done practically no written rants since I started this. I think I only did the winners and losers column, and that's about it. And personally, I think doing those rants orally through those LPs is more convenient, and I get to play good games in the meantime. So what's not to like about this format? Okay, what? Okay, I don't think this guy has any hyper potions for sale and no max revives either. So I'm going to have to look all over the place in order to find these. I would imagine that they will be sold in Cinnabar Island, so I guess it's off to Cinnabar once I resolve all those things with Moltres. So give me a sec, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm ready to take on the Elite Four, and first is Lorelei, which is incidentally, quite possibly, one of the hardest fights I'm going to face here, because the next two aren't threats at all, but Lorelei has a pretty good team, and there's also the threat of freezing, which was much more powerful in this generation than in the other ones. Part of the reason why I bought a bunch of full restores. Oh, by the way, max revives aren't sold anywhere, so I had to settle for a bunch of regular revives. So I led with Zapdos because I think she's leading with Slowbro. No, Dugong! I thought she led with Slowbro. My memory must be faulty. Okay, let's start with Thunder, and it connects, so that should be the end of that Dugong. Okay, that's it. Who's next? It's Cloyster. Of course, I am going to use a special attacker. I'm going to send out Gengar because Thunderbolt, I feel, is more reliable, and Cloyster hasn't got a lot of HP. It's got defense up the wazoo, but HP, not so much. Special defense is average too, so Gengar did the job for Cloyster, so now it's time for Slowbro. I'm gonna send out Zapdos again, since that's the reason. Slowbro was the reason why I started with Zapdos. Oh, Thunder missed. Oh no! Slowbro used Amnesia. Exactly what I didn't want to see. Now it's probably going to survive that Thunder. Not sure what's gonna happen. Oh, paralyzes. Not bad. Super Potion? Wait, did she predict that I'd use Thunder or something? Because its health was full when the turn started, and yet she throws a Super Potion. What if I did like Agility or something? Okay, now it's time for Jinx, and it's a bit of a tricky one. I'm not comfortable with any of these guys when it comes to facing to a Jinx, sorry, so I guess I'm going to have Alakazam wall its attacks, and it's going to be a bit of a stall war, actually. And if Jinx uses physical moves, they're not going to be very powerful. And there we go, Thrash. Not going to be very strong with that pitiful attack, but it's still about 35 HP. Okay, another Psychic, and no, that's not enough. I think I wasn't paying attention, but I think the first one was a critical. Okay, I'm gonna use Recover at this point. I don't know if it's gonna get confused in the next turn. Super Potion again. Stop doing that! Okay, I'm praying for critical here. Please let it be a critical. Nope, not quite. Oh, special fell. At least that's good news. Stop using those Super Potions! Well, that special drop is going to be useful enough. I think that's going to be the death of that Jinx. So all that is left on Lorelei's team now is Lapras. So now I'm going to bring out the heavy artillery because Lapras's stats are amazing, except for speed, but the rest of Lapras's stats are simply fantastic, and I think that is going to be enough. Yeah! One hit KO on Lapras. Did you see what that HP bar did? It was like glitched or something. I don't know if you can see it as well on YouTube, but it really was a bit funky. You might want to watch that again. But that doesn't change the end result. 1 down and 4 more to go. Yeah, counting blue, of course.